Hi folks, it's Max from Droid Razr Root.com. So I know a lot of you are having trouble updating to Jelly Bean. Here's a very simple way to do it. You can actually do this on Mac, Windows, or Linux. Unless you're using Windows, there's also files for Linux and Mac. But make sure you have 100% battery and go ahead and turn your phone off. Alright, you can be on a custom ROM. You can still have, I think, SafeStrap installed. It doesn't matter, you just got to put it in AP fast boot mode. So we're going to go ahead and hold down volume up, volume down, and the power. Alright, and preferably if you're on like a Motorola based ROM, non-AOSP ROM, you should be all good to go. So go ahead and go to AP fast boot, hit the volume up, and connect it to your computer via a micro USB computer. And then we're going to go to our computer. Make sure you have 100% battery life, otherwise things can go wrong. Next, you'll need to download the latest Droid Razr utility. This is a Jelly Bean Droid Razr utility that will allow you to upgrade, flash the latest Jelly Bean. And if you're having trouble, this should work. And I was actually having trouble myself. And actually this is my first time doing it, so it's supposed to work in theory. Let's go find out if it will actually work. And if you're actually watching this video, I probably didn't post it unless it didn't work. Make sure your Motorola driver is installed. Some kind of ADB interface will do just fine. And for Windows, there's actually drivers in here. You can go ahead and install any of these 32-bit Windows or 64-bit Windows if you don't see any kind of ADB interface. For Windows, you're simply going to run the Windows utility.bat, but if you have Mac or Linux, you'll have to go into command line, change the commands, change the permissions, chmod space 755 space star, do that, and then you'll run this script by typing sh space linux mac utility.sh. That's pretty much it for Linux or Mac. You don't need drivers or Linux or Mac. I'm going to go ahead and use double click on the Windows utility since I'm using Windows. And this is, it should say Droid Razr utility Jelly Bean, and this is by Matt Groff, very nice developer. Don't forget to donate to him. I'll have link to his XDA thread or where you can donate to him. He makes everything easy. So there's two options: wipe data or no data wipe. I suggest if you're coming from like a Motorola based ROM, stock ROM, or just non like CM 10.1 or CM 10 or none of those AOSP ROMs, then you can try no data wipe. You can always wipe data in the stock recovery or even SafeStrap after. But if you want to wipe data, you can also do number 1 if you're coming from AOSP. But I'm going to try the Flash official firmware number 2, no data wipe, and go ahead and hit enter. And this will pretty much flash the latest Jelly Bean, I think. So it's doing it by itself. This is actually my first time doing it. I was having trouble. You can actually download, if you're on stock ICS ROM, you can actually download the stock Jelly Bean ROM through the setup software update. But I made this video for those of you having trouble. I think there's some kind of bug with the update, so it won't work unless you have totally stock. But this way you can update it even if you have a rooted Droid Razr, and you don't have to uninstall SafeStrap or anything like that. Or if you're on custom ROM, you can do this. But you might lose SafeStrap, so you might have to reinstall it. And also, of course, you will lose root. But this program does have a rooting program, and we'll go ahead and root it after this is done. And if you do no wipe and for some reason it doesn't boot, you can rerun this program and do a wipe. And also do make a backup, of everything, contents of your, Droid Razr, internal storage, and also I suggest using Titanium Backup to back up all of your apps beforehand. So if you have to wipe, you can always, root your phone and then restore all of your apps. So it shouldn't be a problem. But this is almost done here, and I'll just fast forward all of this. Alright, it is done, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter, and as long as you get no errors, you should be all good to go. Let me change the camera angle now, and my phone's rebooted, and let's go take a look. Alright, folks, so my phone is rebooting right now at the moment, and it's actually rebooted into stock recovery, which it installed, and I think it's just finalizing some stuff, but it should be all done. Let me fast forward this, yeah, I'll be back. Hi folks, so I've rebooted. Let me go ahead and sign in here, and let me go ahead and put my SIM card in real quick. Hi folks, so I've rebooted. I did no wipe, but I had actually stock ROM on there, so it should be good. Now if it's not booting up or something, you can try rerunning the Droid Razr utility and do it with the wipe option. But if you're coming from Motorola based ROM, stock ROM, you should be all good. You might not even have to sign in, but there you go. I've got official Jelly Bean now finally, and there we go. And we'll go ahead and install a couple ROMs. To get some of the Motorola based ROMs, you'll have to be updated to Jelly Bean, and that's why I updated mine. As you can see, I've got 4.1.2 and looking great. Oh, let's go ahead and root it using the Droid Razr utility. Very simple to do. Go to System Settings, go to Developer Options, turn it on. Alright, and make sure USB debugging is checked on. And go ahead and connect it to your computer via micro USB cable. Let's go to your computer real quick. Alright, you can double check. You probably don't have to, but go ahead and go to hardware. If you're using Windows, go ahead and make sure you've got some kind of ADB interface there, like I did. If you don't, reinstall the drivers. But if you install it once, you should be all good to go. Go ahead and run the Windows utility.bat, or if you're using Linux, Mac, just the same way I described it earlier. And go ahead and run it. And choose number 3, Razr Blade. This is basically gonna root your phone. Go ahead and hit enter, and this will root your phone. And we'll also install SafeStrap using this tool here while we're at it. And I'll have separate instructions if you're already on Jelly Bean. The Droid Razr, you can use Droid Razr utility, just download is a big file. So I'll have just the rooting files for separate Jelly Bean. Your phone should be rebooting now, and then you should have root pretty soon. And there we go. Alright, and just follow the instructions here. Open the Smart Actions application and select Get Started, select Battery Saver, Save, and hit the Home button. Alright, and then hit the Continue button. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it real quick just to show you. Let's go to Smart Actions. Alright, go to Smart Actions, and then Get Started. Next. Alright, select Battery Saver. Alright. And then hit Save there. Alright, and then hit the Home button. And then go ahead and I'm going to plug it back in here. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit enter to continue. And this should root our phone here. Hi folks, so let's go ahead and see if we're rooted here, and you should have a new super user app there. Alright, go ahead and run it once. Go ahead and download like a rooted app like Titanium Backup app to just make sure. Alright, go ahead and download Titanium Backup and try to see if you can get super user, and you should be all good to go. And I'll have separate instructions for a safe strap. You can simply download the APK and install it for the latest version. I should have an update soon. But you should be on the latest Jelly Bean. Alright. And make sure you hit allow. There you go. You just saw that. Super user request. You can just remember choice forever. There you go. So you have a fully rooted Jelly Bean, Android 4.1.2. And yeah, that's about it. But I'll have an update on the safe strap and also some ROMs probably by next week. Go ahead and try some new Jelly Bean ROMs. Anyway, thanks guys for watching this video. If you have a Droid Razr, as always, don't forget to sign up for my email list at droidrazrroot.com. We update you once a week with ROM of the week, tips, hacks, and more. And also, if you're on YouTube, please hit that like button from here, subscribe button down there, and I'll see you guys soon. And also, this is only for the Verizon version. Alright, it's not for the GSM version. Anyway, see you guys later. Stay high on Android.